Hey, good evening. Welcome to Vintage City Groups. And the fall is upon us, and the leaves are changing, and what a great time of year. And I don't know about you, but I so enjoyed um, Jay and Linda already. And we're in kind of the midst of this. We in our house call it Jay and Linda Week because it's just kind of we're on with them and able to share life with them, and just am so grateful for what they impart to us as a community. And I'm grateful more than just them. I'm grateful for the fact that if you're like me, it's easy to sink into a place where we forget that the Lord speaks prophetically and is alive in our day and time. It maybe is easy at times to just sink into the Word only. And I've been so deeply challenged in the last 4 or 5 years with the need to live in constant connection with the voice of the Lord. And I just want to challenge that, lay it out in front of all of you, and just say, hey, keep pushing into the voice of the Lord. Keep journaling, keep writing, capture your encounter, capture your time alone with the Lord, because I think that is the place the Lord wants to reveal His character and His heart to us. So, hey, with that, we're going to dive back into Proverbs 10, where we've been. We've been in a series of teaching that we're referring to, in, for lack of a better term, as greeting card moments, where Solomon is just sharing these snippets, these ideas that are really great nuggets for life and for how to live. And this evening we are picking up in verse 13. And verse 13 says this: wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but fools will be punished with a rod. If you remember last time, we talked about hatred stirring up quarrels, but love covers all offenses. And we talked about the need to just be gracious and be willing to overlook people's wrongs. And here Solomon will counter back, saying that wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but fools will be punished with a rod. And then he goes on in verse 14 and says, wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of a fool invites trouble. And I want to take a few minutes this evening and just maybe break down some overarching ideas. Number one, I think the overarching idea that we see here with Solomon is that wisdom is the natural daily byproduct of the intentional pursuit of understanding. And that's a big phrase. Wisdom is a byproduct, if you would catch that. And wisdom's a byproduct of something. And that something is people that end up living in wisdom are looking for it. So this phrase understanding is important, because if wisdom is the natural byproduct of a daily pursuit of understanding, then we want to know what understanding is. That word understanding here in the Hebrew means to perceive, to discern, to understand, to know with the mind, to observe, mark, or distinguish, or give heed to. So it literally is, there's an intentionality to it of a directed pursuit. I'm going after this thing. I would say it this way: understanding is skill and knowledge gained through intentional learning and practice. So when we live in an engaged way and we're learning from every situation, we're developing our gifts, we're working towards excellence, what happens is wisdom grows in us. I deal with excellence a lot because it's a passion and a value. This word craftsman that comes up in Scripture, when you remember they talk about the temple, that they call for craftsmen to come. It's the word is connected to wisdom and skill. It's literally people who know how to be great at what God's given them to do. And I love that idea. The second idea that I see in this is that we go back to this: wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but fools will be punished with a rod. And then the babbling of fools invites trouble. The difficulty is the natural instrument to teach wisdom. Foolishness is punished through life difficulty. And I just think this is pretty simple. We can either be intentional towards wisdom, or we can go through difficulty. But there's a grace in that if we think about it. How gracious is God that when we choose intentionally to go after wisdom, He blesses us with understanding and wisdom. When we have those moments in life that we're maybe less intelligent than we should be, that we have a Father that sets up situations in life that are intended to help teach us wisdom. And maybe you're like me and you've gone through some things in life where you know, I'm going through this because I made some really dumb choices. But difficulty is a natural instrument to teach wisdom. And then the third idea that I see here really simply is that the content of our speech is an important indicator of the level of wisdom in us. And if we see a constant stream of negativity or a critical spirit or criticism, have you ever been around people like that where it's just this, it just kind of comes out of them and there's a bit of a subtle venom to it? If we see that in us, we need to go back to the drawing board and assess how we're pursuing life. Are we waking up every day seeing life as an opportunity to become great, to be excellent? I'm going to go learn how to be great at what God's given me to do. I'm a plumber. Great. I'm going to become a great plumber. I'm going to chase after it and become the best, most skilled plumber I can. You see, when you do that, wisdom begins to come into your life. It's a supernatural response to pursuit of excellence. Does that make sense? So maybe the question that I would want to leave us with is, am I a learner? And am I hungry for excellence? Hey, I love you guys. Have a great night.